Hi guys, and welcome to another book review video. Today I'm going to be reviewing All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. I did finish this book about a week and a half ago, and I waited to do my book review so I could catch up on some other reading, but today we're going to review it. This review will have spoilers, so if you haven't read this book, then I advise you to stop playing this video now. So this book is about a boy and a girl, Finch and Violet. Finch is fascinated by death and ways that people can kill themselves. And Violet is very cautious. She's very scared. And she doesn't know if she wants to contemplate suicide or not since her sister Eleanor died in a car crash. She blames herself for that car crash because she had urged Eleanor to drive her out at night when the roads were really bad. So she constantly blames herself for her sister's death, and she can't really get over that. Finch is the kind of guy that deals with multiple personalities. He likes to change his look every now and then. He'll be 80s Finch, bad boy Finch, grunge Finch, sporty Finch. He'll just be whatever he wants to be for that day. Violet and Finch meet on top of a bell tower when Finch is really just standing there looking out, contemplating what would happen if he were to fall from that bell tower. He sees Violet and she's in the same position as he is, but she actually is thinking about falling from the bell tower. And what happens is people think that Violet saved Finch when really it's the other way around. Violet is really the popular girl, but after her sister died, she really doesn't care that much about the popularity anymore. She's kind of curled into herself since then. Violet and Finch are paired together for their geography class to look for the wonders of Indiana, which is where they live. And Finch really volunteers himself to be Violet's partner because he feels this sort of pull to her and wants to get to know her more and wants her inside his world. He does warn her throughout the way that he pushes people away, or like people can't handle him because of how he is. So as they start to go on these adventures around Indiana, they start to learn more about each other. Violet starts to learn more about Finch and vice versa. Violet is very hesitant about revealing herself, but Finch is all about revealing his secrets and who he is, what he does, how he thinks. Violet really finds him kind of weird at first, but she does grow closer to him as she learns more of his secrets. And I think she does find it very scary to know about him and what he does. Finch's mind is really dark, but sometimes it's a happy place. As they get even closer, Violet sees that she is a different person when she's with Finch, and she likes that. So they do start a relationship, but it does get very hard because Finch seems to grow more erratic with his feelings about death and everything like that. Along the way, Finch shows her his closet, which is like this galaxy that he made for her. So it's like a date that he came up with for her. And of course, they have sex a lot. They fall in love. And in this closet, Violet learns that Finch is very sick, and she wants to try and help him, but he gets mad at her for that. So really, their last meeting together is where Finch yells at Violet to get out, and she yells at him back, and she leaves. That's really the last time they see each other. If you're anything like me, you know after that something bad's going to happen, because if you have read the summary for the book or any other quotes about it from other people, you know it's a heartbreaking book. So really after that, after the last time they see each other, you know something bad's going to happen. After that, a couple weeks pass and Finch hasn't been seen. His parents and his family say, oh, that's Finch. His friends say, oh, that's how he is. He'll be back. But Violet knows that something's wrong. And it turns out that he actually leaves clues for her in the form of their project. So she visits the last few places that are on the list that Finch has already gone to. He's left little notes and little clues as to where he is. What's really sad is the last place that she goes to is the watering hole, which is where they swam together for the first time and really started to fall in love with each other. And Violet remembers that Finch is able to hold his breath underwater for quite some time. So she thinks he's at the very bottom of the lake, which seems to be bottomless, as told earlier in the book. So she tries to swim down to the bottom of the lake, but she can't hold her breath that long. And she feels pretty sure that he's down there, considering his clothes are folded up on the ground next to the watering hole. She ends up calling 911, and they do end up pulling out his body, which had been down there for a couple hours. So knowing that you pretty much know how the book ends with Finch actually taking his life for real this time. Honestly, I don't know if the ending shocked me or not, but it was hard to read. I can understand both Finch and Violet in their minds when it comes to suicide and death and feeling depressed. For many years, I've dealt with depression myself, and I've had suicidal thoughts before. It has been very hard on me these past couple of years. I've had medication to help control it, and if I don't take my medication for like a week, I will start to get very down. I'll become mute. I won't want to talk to anybody. I want to be alone, and it's very hard to deal with it. I don't like to talk about it that much, but I really did connect with this book and how the characters felt about the concept of death and thinking about suicide and anxiety and depression, everything else wrapped in it. So I really did connect with this book. I wish I could give it more than 5 stars. I really gave it like 1,000,000 stars out of 1,000,000 stars. I love Jennifer Niven's work, and I love talking to her about her work. And I'm really glad I got to read this. I wasn't anticipating reading it before, but after reading her other book, Holding Up the Universe, I did start reading this one because I want to read more of her work. If you have not read this book and you managed to get through this video listening to all the spoilers, then you really need to pick this up and really read it for yourself because it's so much deeper than you think it is. Don't let the pretty colors and the little creatures and artwork fool you. This book is not 100% happy. It is very heartbreaking, and it really teaches a life lesson that you shouldn't really take your life for granted, that it is worth living. If you do have trouble with suicide or thinking about death, then there are places that can get you help. There are hotlines that can help you and talk to you. There are support groups. Don't think that you're in this life alone. Subscribe to my channel, follow my Instagram, follow my Twitter, like my Facebook page. Thank you for watching. Bye.